Okay, so let's talk about a little more TI. What do you understood so far? Just let's get one individual's probably assessment so that we can probably go further. Any thoughts? Yeah.
TI is done in the end of the program.
Okay.
And it's ticket daha, ticket daha, ticket daha. First one ticket daha, and third one ticket daha.
Okay.
We stop on that one.
Perfect. Any other thing?
So far,
That's okay.
The last bit is a sum, so you can like repeat the
Last bit is okay. Any other thing?
What was it?
Okay. Arjun, anything you want to add? Always?
I will always be down, like before you have any short or long phrases.
Okay.
Think High is played 3 times, and it's the ending of the Think High will always be da. It's played, and the last one doesn't have. It's like the da and the last one doesn't have.
Okay.
Another thing, Tabla,
Yeah, perfect. That's another good. So let's explore a little more at TI and see how we can fit any TI in for Dadrata. Okay. So Tiragida Dha is probably one example we have seen, right? Now, another approach is TI can start from any beat of any Tata. Meaning, let's say Dadra has how many beats? 6 beats, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, right? So from the 6th beat, TI can start from any beat. Not necessarily it has to start from the first beat. Not necessarily from second beat. Not necessarily third beat. But it must end on the first beat of the following cycle. Okay, so let's write down that point. TI can start from any beat of ta, but it must end on the first beat of the following cycle of the ta, and that's what we call that piece as a sum. Okay, if you remember that. Okay, so TI can start from any beat. Now, if you state that statement, then what is variable factor here? Can anybody think of it? What is variable here? If I want to start from first beat, if I want to start from second beat, so what is changing in the TI?
How many beats are in TI?
Exactly. So the number of beats associated with the TI, they will either increase if you start earlier or it will decrease if you start later. So the TI is of the variable length. It is not of the fixed length. Okay, so write down that part. That makes the TI of different beats okay, because if your starting beat is 1, naturally you need to have a longer TI. If you start from second beat, you are reducing 1 beat in the TI. Third, so the length of the TI is flexible, or you can determine depending on what beat you want to start. So that is a variable factor here. But what is fixed factor? Ending dha, and it must end on the first beat of the following cycle. Those are the fixed things. Those we cannot change. Is that okay?
Yes, one analogy came in mind that the two atoms when they bond, they have to be 8 in outer.
Exactly. So there is a chemistry. There is physics also. I didn't talk anything, okay, but he started today. But yes, there are scientific thoughts in the behind. I mean, even in the music also, right? There are scientific thoughts. It's not just game as is, especially our music, when we talk about our Indian music, right? And that too, if you really go into the deeper part of the classical music, I'm not talking about Bollywood music. or probably a folk songs. Of course, that is part of music. But if you really go into the deeper part of our classical music, it has a lot of power. But to gain that power, to understand that power, to realize that power, it's not easy approach. It takes a good amount of time to be in that zone. Okay, anyway, that's the different story. Okay, so that makes the TI of a different beats. Okay, is that so far any question? Now today our thought is how we can create different TI in the Dadrata, starting from maybe second beat or third beat or fourth beat, and what factor changes. That's what we will work on today. Okay, any idea what could be changing here? If let's say if I'm having Tiragita Dha as my phrase, and if I want to fit that Tiragita Dha in different beats in any tal, where is that variability? Given the same phrase and given same Dha, what I could change so that my length of the TI can increase or decrease. It's okay. I mean, different speeds. Okay, good answer. But that's not probably what I'm trying to probably talk.
So like ticket dha, ticket dha, ticket dha.
Yeah, so Tiragita Dha, Tiragita Dha, Tiragita Dha. That is constant. But what you will be changing to either make the TI longer or make the TI less number of beats.
Dha,
Exactly. Ah. So that ah could be of the variable length. Okay, so let's add that. The pause between the TI is a variable factor to either increase or decrease the beats of the TI. Increase or decrease the number of beats of the TI. Are you understanding? Am I going too fast or you are understanding? Sure? This is the big concept, okay? If you understood one tal, exactly same approach we are using for all other tals. No difference. No difference. So it's like understanding the flowchart, understanding the algorithm. That's what I'm trying to impose you. So that's why I'm going a little slow. But if you understood this theory of TI, the same concept you can use to any other tal. There are multiple tals in the music. Okay, so what is changing in the number of the different tals is the number of beats. For example, Dadra has how many beats? 6 beats, right? So if you do another tal, let's say the name of the tal is Rupak, it has 7 beats. Another tal, Kherwa, number of beats are 8. Okay, so that is only variable factor, but the thought, concept, approach of TI construction is exactly same. So please pay attention. Okay, and if you have any question, don't assume anything. Even if you feel, oh, this is a dumb question, it's okay. No, no question is dumb. But make sure you open it up and ask questions. Okay? Any question again so far?
one question. If ticket dha, if we go with with 1, so it will be 17. So with the dadra, we start from last one.
We'll work on that. We'll work on that. Okay? I'll just keep my tabla a little away so that I'll just push this a little more further. This is a little easy for me. Okay. Okay. So now with this background, let's see how the Tiragita Dha and the variable pause can fit into number of beats in the Tal Dadra. Okay, now this is application we are working on. We got the theory. Now where to use that theory, which we call as application, right? What you go in the school, you just learn theoretical, right? But once you start doing your job, you are applying that knowledge, right? It's the same thing now. So we just learn the theoretical part, what TI is, what are the approaches, where we can start, where we can end, right? Now let's see at how we can fit into the Tal Dadra. Is that okay? Now before we go further, I forgot to discuss that. So there is another concept of number of syllable per beat. And I think we discussed that. That leads to what terminology? Number of syllable per beats. Anybody remember? We used that word some time back. Number of syllable per beats. What it defines? No? Huh? No, not speed. What it defines, that there are 3 syllable per beat. What it defines?
It would be it would be more times you're doing it.
No, but that is the one specific word probably we might have discussed. No, not like. Huh? No, not Shruti. But there is ending T for sure. It's a 2 word ending T. See if that can get any clue. Or we didn't discuss. I can search probably in your doc. Did we talk about terminology called Zati?
No.
Huh? Briefly? Okay. So that terminology we call as a Zati. Number of syllable per beat is called as a Zati. So how many Zatis are there? So let's talk a little about it. There are following basic Zatis in music. Okay, this is not related to only tabla, but if you are learning a vocal, if you are learning a dance, if you are learning instruments, these all terminologies they are being used. So this all the terminology what you are talking even for TI also, these are not only applicable to tabla, but they are all applicable to only the language changes. Now instead of tera ki cha dha, the instrumentalist or vocalist they will say sare gama padanisa. That shruti they will use. That's the only difference. Or they use some different word if it is a song. But the concept, approach, thought, everything remains same. Okay. So there are following zatis. The first one is tisra, which is divisible or multiple factor of 3. So it could be either divisible or multiple factor of 3. So it's if the rhythm is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, right? Or what is a 3 syllable phrase? If I'm saying dha, ge, na, 3 syllable. Dha, ti, ta, 3 syllable. Right? So this 3 syllable in a group of the beat, you can classify it as a tisra jati. So for example, dha, ge, na, 1. Dha, ti, ta, 1. Right? Are you understanding that? Or now I am having dha, ge, thin, na, ge, na. Can this be tisra jati? Yes or no? Huh? Yes or no? No.
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 Yes.
Yes. So he is yes. What about you? No. Yes.
Yes.
So you have 3 yes and 3 no's. That's tie. What did I say here? Divisible or multiple factors of 3. So 3 times 2 is how much? 6. So 6 is tisra jati. Or what is half of 3? 1.5, right? Which is 1.5. That also goes to tisra jati. So anything related to the 3 divisible or multiple factor, it goes. So if I am having 9 syllable, tisra jati. Okay, so remember that point. Now the next one is chatusra. So divisible or multiple factor of 4. Chatusra, chatusra. So here is instead of 3, it is now 4. So what rhythm you are having? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That goes on. And this is one of the simplest rhythm. 99.99% all the folk songs, Bollywood, Tollywood, Hollywood, they will be categorized in this rhythm, Chatusradhati. Because this is the easiest rhythm the common person they can understand. Common person I'm talking, who does not have any knowledge of music or he hasn't studied anything, but he loves music. He likes to listen. Folk songs, rock, pop, anything. चतुस्र जाती 99.99%. 0.1% तीसरा जाती. Other rhythms they never use in other than classical music, but we will at least write down their names. Okay, but in the normal human being who doesn't know any music, so that jati is always chatusra. And what is the rhythm? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. What could be the reason? Any reason why chatusra jati rhythm is so popular or so much used than the other rhythms?
Multiple of 4, 8, 16, or something like that.
Okay, but why it is so popular? What could be the reason? As a layman, I'm not asking scientifically, technically, or mathematically, or nothing. Just why you think that 4 becomes so popular?
It's like not an odd number. So
No, not very good answer. Certainly, odd numbers are not easy. 3 is odd number, 5 is odd number, 7 is odd number, 9 is odd number, 11 is odd number. So all these odd numbers, Zati, and we'll at least write down their names today. Okay, they are not easy for a common person to understand because he need leisure thing. He doesn't want to get complicated to enjoy his life. The more complication comes, he'll say, forget it, I don't want to go into that. That's the tendency. But there could be another beauty into that. There could be another science into that. People doesn't want to explore that, which is okay. But as a student of Tabla, since you are here, we want to explore odd things rather than easy things. Because if you target difficult things, easy things probably you enjoy a lot more than that probably. Okay, but his answer was being an easy number, it is well deserved to get popularized. That is very good answer. Anything?
So Dadra is Tisra Jati and Dharwa is Chatus.
Exactly, you got it. So those are the two very basic thoughts used in any industry. If you talk about Bollywood industry, Tollywood industry, Hollywood industry, all these film industries, these are the two basic thoughts. No other thought. Classical thoughts are very rarely used in any film industry or in a common what you call the folk songs or the regional songs. These are the only two thoughts. Okay, so remember that 3 and 4. So 3, and that's what we started Tisra Dati as a difficult thought to start with. Because if you learn 3, 4, you can do it very simple. Okay, that was the reason to start 3 to start with. Okay, but is this all the background is understanding? Does that make sense? Or am I going a little faster?
makes sense.
Makes sense.
Makes sense.
You should be getting 100%. You both worrying about probably folks. What about you?
It makes sense.
Okay, perfect. So now here the rhythm is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. What was the rhythm in the Tisra Jati? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. So between the two claps, how much is the digit count? 3. Between the two claps, how much is the digit count?
4.
Which is the Chatusra Jati. Okay. Now what are the phrases? I mean, let's write down a couple of phrases. So dha, ge, dhin, na. Okay. Dha, dha, ti, cha. Dha, ge. I'll just use another line here. Okay. So dha, dha, ti, cha. Dha, dha, tin, na. So this so the last example I'm giving. I'm having 8 syllable. So can 8 be Chatusra Jati? Okay. What about teacher? Only 2 syllable. Can it be Chatusra Jati?
Yes.
Because it is divisible, right? 2 times 2 is 4 basically, right? So teacher. What about 1 syllable? Cut. Is it divisible? Huh?
It beats
So 1 syllable is universal. It can be used in anywhere. Okay? Because it can come in Tisra Jati, it can come in Chatusra. Tisra Jati may not be, but evenly, yes, it can be used. But we will not talk about 1 syllable. But so Chatusra Jati is okay. Now let's write down the example of other complicated Jatis. Khanda Jati. So divisible and multiple of 5. I'll just write that because we are not talking about that Zati at least for next 1 year. Okay, 1 year. We will not even talk about this. So this is by 5. Then Mishra. But at least let's remember their name. Love 7. Sankirna. But it's good to remember their name, okay? Multiple of 9. And then the last one is
There's a typo in the Chattisgarh last before theta, dha, dha, din, nagi. Oh,
sorry. Yeah, that thing. So if you see that remaining all they are odd numbers 5, 7, 9 and 11. There is no even number. Even number is only 4 and that's why that becomes the most popular. Even 3 is odd, 5 is odd, 7 is odd, 9, 11. All these zatis they are odd numbers and that's why I hope you are writing, my friend. Please write it down, okay? It's good to write down those. Yes.
it's hard to read there.
Yeah, because it's like
Slightly
kind of
off.
cut off.
Which one?
All of them.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Oh, that's
Is it better? But you can see, right? Zoom level is okay? Okay, perfect. Sorry. So this is a general thought about the zatis. Okay. Now, since we talk about this, right? And now let's come back to this is what we talked about. Tira, kita, dha, a. I'm copy pasting this, okay? Now, amongst this zati, we says one we don't want to use at all. One syllable per bit, we don't want to use anytime going further. No, period, 0. So anytime you see one syllable per bit, he says, no, I'm not interested in that. So what is minimum? 2, right? So let's recap that to having. So tira, kita, and then dha, a. Okay. So tira, kita, tha. Well, I'm going 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. That's the rhythm, right? Tira. So instead of ti, ra, ki, what we are changing now? Tira, kita, tha, a. Tira, kita, tha, a. Tira, kita, tha. So I'm copying it basically 3 times and see how many beats now I'm getting. Okay, so this is 4, 5, 6. And this is if I'm adding one more, so that will be 7, 8, and this is 9th bit. Okay, so this is still more than 6 bit. Our tal is how many bits? So if tal is more than 8 bit, sorry, this is 9 bit, right? So I'm just adding tal. So if tal is more than 8 bit, we can fit this TI starting at the first bit, right? But if tal is less than, then there is a different calculation we need to do. Right now, our thought is I want to fit any TI within 1 cycle of the tal, not 2 cycles. So given that thought, what is our assumption? Let's write down that assumption probably. We want to fit the TI. Our goal is to fit the TI in 1 cycle of the tal. Okay, that's our goal is. So given that this approach doesn't fit into Dadra. Why? Because Dadra has 6 beats, and how many beats here we are getting? 8 beat. 9 you don't count because 9 is your sum, right? So this dha probably I can give it different color so you don't get confused probably. So this is your sum, which is the first bit of the following cycle. Okay, so we are not counting that 9 bit. So what could be another approach here? You can think of it to fit the same into Dadra. What we can do?
First, main the other few beats to begin.
Okay. Any other suggestion? What I can do to this, irrespective to Zati, so that I can fit this same into the Adrata? What I can do? What we can do? Or what can be done? What do you think about that? Go faster, okay. So how we can go faster?
Fit more beats in one class.
Exactly. So how many beats I can go here? We want to go easy. We don't want to go 3. We still want to stick to 4. So now, if I'm copying this, your answer is correct. You give good answers today. Excellent. These analytical things are good with you. What grade you are?
Third.
Okay, so what I'm doing now? So I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 instead of 1, 2, 1, 2. What is the rhythm? Tira kita tha, tira kita tha, tira kita tha. Now let's see how many beats we get with that. Are you understanding what we are trying to do? Yes or no?
Yes.
Now this was the 5th beat. Is your sum. So we don't count the sum when we count, right? So how many beats this TI is? 4 beat, right? How many beats of Dadra? So I can fit into one cycle. Now how is the mathematics? So where I should start so that I can end our this dha as a first beat of the following cycle. That is our must thing, right? Exactly. So just do 6 minus. So what is the formula to fit any TI in any tal? So write down this formula. Formula to fit any TI in any tal. Again, this is your algorithm. Okay. So formula is number of beats of the tal minus number of beats of the TI. So here, how many beats of the tal dadra? 6 minus 4. So 2 is your starting beat so that the TI can be fit into dadra. So if I'm doing dha, gi, right? 2 syllable of dadras, dha, gi, tera kitta, dha, tera kitta, dha, tera kitta, dha, gi, na. So how that goes the TI into dadra? So write down the TI in dadra. This is the first TI in our first TI in dadra. So dha, gi, and then you can write down this tera kitta, dha, tera kitta, dha, tera kitta, dha. So that becomes your first year. So how do you say? Dha, gi, tera kita, dha, tera kita, dha, tera kita, dha. Are you ready? Okay, good. Arvindji, are you understanding?
Yes, Satish, I'm following. I'm taking
Okay.
notes here.
Okay,
Thank you.
perfect, perfect. If you have any question, just make unmute and probably ask the questions. Okay.
I will. Thank you.
Okay. I mean, we are still talking about the concept at this moment. Okay, how the concept is and how to now the same approach, same logic you can do for any other tal. If it is a Rupak tal, 7 minus 4, same tiya you can play in Rupak tal. 7 is basically tal for the Rupak. Okay, so what is the starting? 3, right? So what changes? What is the sliding factor or what is the sliding pointer? The starting beat of the tal. And what is the formula? Number of bits tal minus the number of bits of the ti. So this will open up your whole range of how to create ti in different tal. Same ti you can play in any other tal irrespective of your starting point, because ti always ends on the first bit of the following cycle, no matter. So you cannot end anywhere. No, That is not absolutely requirement or the approach or the thought process. It must end. And that's why the first beat of any tal in our music has a very vital importance. And that's why there is a specific name also, and that name is a sum. Okay? Any questions so far? Now let's say this on the clap with me. Did we do dadra on the clap? How dadra goes? Da, gi, na, dha, tin, na, right? So we'll just say dha and gi, and thereafter na, remaining things will change with the ti. So how that will go? Dha, gi, tera kit dha, tera kit dha, tera kit dha. Ki. So you are replacing the syllable of the tal with some phrase is we call as a mukhda. What is now we are talking about? So what is the definition of mukhda? Replacing the certain syllable of the tal with some phrases or combination of the phrases is called as a mukhda. So write down that definition. Replacing certain syllables of tal by series of phrases or syllables is called mukhada. Mukhada. Okay, so definition of mukhada is okay. Understanding? So now tera kita dha, tera kita dha, tera kita dha is also called as a tihai because it plays 3 times and it also called as a mukhada. Okay, so you understood that? So tera kita dha, tera kita dha, tera kita dha has a 2 names here in the musical language. One is tihai, that's what we are discussing, but it also called as a mukhada. Now question to everybody. I have only one cycle of tera kita dha, not repeating 3 times. Tera kita dha, that's it. Can this be mukhada or not? So now from where it starts to fit into the dadra. Can you write it down? I have tera kita dha. So where I should start in the dadra to end on the sum. Write it down and show it to me. So what is the phrase now as a mukhada? M-U-K-H-A-D. Mukhada is ti, ra, ki, ta and dha. It is not here because we are not repeating 3 times. So, but it is a mukhada. What is the definition of mukhada? Replacing certain syllable of the tal by series of phrases or syllables. It's called as a so tira kita dha is called as a mukhada. Now this tira kita dha you can play with the multiple approaches. I can go with 1 syllable per beat. Okay, so now my starting pointer will be different. If I go with 2 syllable per beat, my starting pointer will be different. And if I go with 4 syllable per beat, my starting point is different. So the same mukhada with the different zati approach or different number of syllable per beat approach, your starting point is different. Are you understanding that approach? Is it clear? Sure. So let's say I am having 1 syllable per beat. Okay, so write down 1 syllable per beat. So dha, gi, right? And then ti, ra, ki, ta, dha. Now I am having 2 syllable per beat. Where I should start? 2 syllable per beat. So dha, gi, na. So I'll just probably change dha, gi, na, dha, ki, ra, ki, ta, and then dha. So the same tihai, right? Same tal, but with a different number of syllable per beat, I can create different mukhadas here. Okay. Now the last one is 4 syllable per beat. Please ask questions if you have not understood this concept. Okay. 4 syllable. Sorry. What is that? Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Sorry. A 4 syllable. tira kita dha. Ha, gi, na, ha, tin, tira kita dha. All these we practically use when we accompany. All these are practical examples. So if you are accompanying anybody to any song, you can use tirakita to accompany as a small mukada in this manner. So if song is very slow, you can go the 4-beat option because song is very slow. If song is moderate, you can go the second option, 2-syllable, and song is very fast. Dhagina, datina, dhagina, datina. Then you do tirakita tha. So depending on the lay of the song, your approach of fitting TI will vary. For slower songs, what is the approach? More number of syllable. It's inversely proportional. For slower songs, we have more number of syllable. For medium, moderate. And for fast, you have less number of syllables. Is that understanding part correct? Now, let's say all these TIs with the lera. Did we say the tal with the lera or we didn't say it? We said, right? Okay. So first one, we'll keep the lera speed same. Okay. We'll keep the lera speed same and we'll say all these TIs with the lera. So you know how they fit it and how they are basically coming on the sum. Okay. So the first approach. Everybody has downloaded this app. You should. I did send the information in the group. Yeah. Oh, Android. Android also there should be. Not this, but at least there should be some app. So you search probably, Lera app in Android. You can send me a screenshot how it looks like. So I don't want you to probably get something wrong things. Did you download it? You should. What about you? No? Arjun? You did. Okay. Okay. Those who you have did, right? Yeah. Those who have not, make sure you do that because that is mandatory. Without that, you may not go further to learn because that will hold your life, that will fix your life. Because our tendency is not to be steady. That's humanness. Either we'll slow down or we'll go faster. So how to hold ourselves? So this Lyra Tune app, it will help us to make our rhythm or lay steady. So this is important. Okay, so please do that. Okay, so I'm using Tal Dadra 50 speed. Okay. So what is the rhythm? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Say normal Dadra. Dha, di, na, dha, tin. First the 1 syllable. Dha, gi, ti, ra, ki, ta, dha. Dadra, gi, na, dha, tin. Second 2 syllable. Na, dha, gi, na, dha, ti, ra, ki, ta, dha. Dadra, gi, na, dha, tin. 4 syllable. Na, dha, gi, na, dha, tin, tira, kita, dha, gi, na, dha, tin, na. Now amongst that, first two we will scrap it. We will not play. Why? Because we want to focus on Chatusradhati. That is very well been used and that's what we will focus right now. I just want to give you the steps behind it, how to explore more. But first and two, we will not use it going further. Okay. So I'm just making that gray so that you will not probably, but you should know that what are the approaches. Okay. So I'm just making it. So we'll not use that. Okay. So we'll only focus on, so let's say these probably 5 times with the Lera. Okay. So one cycle and keep saying that. Don't need to add Dadra in between basically. Okay. Any question so far? Now, once we've done this Mukada, then we'll come back to our Thiyai part. Okay. Next cycle. Everybody can hear Lera? Start. Dha, gi, na, dha, tin, tira, kita, dha. Keep saying. Louder.
Na,
dha, tin,
Tira kita dha. Very good.
gi,
Say 10 times.
dha, tin, tira, kita, dha,
Perfect. Going good.
dha, dha, tin, tira, kita, dha, gi, dha, dha, tin, tira, kita, dha, gi, dha, dha, tin, tira, kita, dha,
Gi. Na. Khali. Da. Tin. Tira kita dha. No clap. Gi. Na. Dha. Tin. Tira kita dha. Dha. Make sure you clap. Dha. Tin. Tira kita dha. Gi. Na.
dha, tin, tira, kita, dha, gi, dha, 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 dha, tin, tira, kita, dha,
Say louder. Most of the I'm not hearing your sound.
dha, tin,
Louder.
tira, kita, dha,
Gi. Na. Dha. Tin. Tira kita dha. 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 Gi. Na. Dha. Tin. Tira kita dha.
gi, dha, dha, tin, tira, kita, dha,
Say louder.
gi,
It's okay.
dha, dha, tin,
Tira kita dha. Gi. Na. Dha. Tin. 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 Tira kita dha.
gi,
It's coming good.
dha, tin, tira, kita, dha, gi, dha, dha, tin,
Keep doing.
tira, kita, dha, gi, dha, dha, tin, tira, kita, dha,
Keep saying.
gi, dha, dha, tin, tira, kita, dha, 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 gi,
One last time.
dha, dha, tin, tira, kita, dha, gi.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
You remember this? This is one of the most important milestones. How to play mukhada is very first step to accompany anything in any tal. So one has to get the feel of that, and that tiragita dha is very universal mukhra. You can play in any tal in the last beat of the tal. Remember now? So any tal, take any tal. Just replace the last syllable of the tal with tira kita and come dha on the song. Is that okay? So as we learn more tal, you can have this built up, this mukhras in your dictionary. Okay? But these are very important. If you at all want to accompany anybody, playing mukhras, understanding the mukhras, defining mukhras, or creating your own mukhras, that's what we will go next step. How to create your own mukhras. Because when you accompany going further, you don't know what you'll be playing. Okay, that's the reality. It has to come spontaneously. See, there is a very basic difference between Indian music and Western music. Anybody knows what is the difference? Could be. Is anybody has gone to any Western music? No?
all of it's written down.
Exactly. How come you know all these things? Both are smart. They will always have a piece of paper in front of with the stand. They read it and they follow play it basically. In our case, never use that. Never ever. You go to any Indian concerts, classical music or even folk music, we never refer any piece of paper. Why? Because we try to create spontaneously. That spontaneity, creating on the fly, creativity is the focal point or the key element of our music. And that creativity helps us, especially all you kids, to nurture your academics too. It helps us, trust me. I have personally witnessed that in my childhood. Your brain gets into that motion of creating the things. And that creativity is very important. In your case, it is not going to happen, okay? Unfortunately. Arvindji, in your case also, it is not going to happen. So excuse me for that. Because your brain is now not spongy. Their brain is spongy. Your brain is still, and that's the advantage you folks have at this age. But once you cross 30, 40, 50, forget it. You are also in the same zone what we are. But that's why we need to learn when you are of this age so that it remains there. It's like a marker that never gets off. So whatever you are learning now, trust me, you will remember forever your life. That's the beauty of your age, your muscle memory, your muscle power, your everything, it's all flexible at this moment. You can mold it the way you want. But unfortunately, the age factor doesn't allow us to absorb those things. Don't pay attention. Most of you are probably here because of your mom and dad are pushing you. Because they realize value. You don't realize. You guys will not realize at this moment. He is realizing, but he is too late for him, unfortunately. It's not, I'm just saying. So don't take it personally, okay? Going to the fact, you should explore a lot at this age. More you dump in your brain becomes, it expands. It's like a sponge. It gets everything absorbed. So just understand that we don't refer any piece of paper when we accompany or when we play anything. So it has to be here. So like that, playing mukhras is a creativity from us. So how to create that? Now the very simple logic is any four syllable phrase, what you learn past, since we are not learned very, but I'm just giving you the thought, you can use this. Instead of tirakita, let's say I'm having phrase dha dha teacher. So dha, gi, na, dha, tin, dha dha teacher, dha, I can use that. Or having another phrase, teacher, teacher, I'm playing two times. Anything is possible. So dha, di, na, dha, tin, tita, tita, dha. Tita, tita, I played two times. Now how about if I'm extending tirakita two times and I'm playing that in last two beats? Can that be mukhada? Yes. So how that will go? Dha, di, na, dha, tirakita, dha. Now if I'm having three tirakitas, now that becomes a ti, right? So dha, di, na, tirakita, dha. Now can be ti this or not? Tirakita three times and then dha.
Or is missing.
Correct. There is dha is missing. Both are missing. Tihai has to have a dha. Now tirakita, tirakita, tirakita. There is ending dha, but does individual tirakita has a dha? No. So tirakita, 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 dha is a mukhada, but can it be tihai? No. Why? Because what is the basic rule? Every tihai phrase must end with dha. So there was absent of dha. But you can call this as a mukhada. So you got the idea how to create the different mukhadas. So that is the beauty of that. Now this is what I want you to explore more at your home. That how I can create mukhadas in the different beats with the 4 syllable, and then keep posting at least one mukhada every day in your group. Now this is mandatory, everybody. Okay, one mukhada everybody, you can post it on your group. So you say you have 7 people, right, in the class. So you are learning 7 mukhadas every day because everybody will be posting something different. Hopefully, don't copy paste from somebody else. Okay, make sure you create by your own. So it's good to post you first so that nobody can copy yours probably. Okay, because if you have Tiragida something in your mind and somebody posts that, then you need to create something different. Don't tell me, oh, I was having same thing. No, that is not acceptable. So it's good to probably post your first so that nobody probably take that. Okay. So if you read that text, everybody 7 mukhadas per day, and if you do for 7 days, how many mukhadas you'll be learning? Huh? What 21? Exactly. So see the beauty of that group. That's what I want you to explore more with the team, with the group, so that you all learn with the same approach, same thought, same concept. So do that homework, okay? So let's write on the homework, create one mukhada every day and post it on the group. One mukhada. But what is a thought? 4 syllable is must, okay? Per beat. Okay? Create one mukhada every day and post on the group. And post it on the group. Is that doable? So that will multifold your learning aspect of creating the mukhadas. And once you start creating, I'm guaranteed you will able to play it, the song. I can guarantee that. But if there is no creativity, there is no guarantee to play. But so far the thought was okay.
One question.
Yes.
So in the dal, can we replace anywhere in the dal, or it has to be in the end?
What was our thought? Huh? It has to be.
It has to stop at the end of the.
It has to end on the first beat of the following cycle. You can't end in the middle one. That's we already discussed that, right? So if I'm having dha, gi, tira, kita, na, tin, no, that is not a mukha. That is not a mukha. You can do that, and that is we call as a kisma. What is we call? Replacing any syllable of the tal with the phrase is called as a kisma. We'll talk about that probably little later, and let's not worry about that basically. So you can do that certainly, but not as a mukhada. Mukhada has to end on the first bit of the following cycle. Okay, Arvindji, any questions so far?
Just one question, Satish. Maybe it's a dumb question, but I'll ask it anyway. In the previous one, for the 4 syllable per beat, when we did the practice, we began at just da, gi, da, gi, da, then tira, kita, da. But we began at gi, na. We didn't seem to say the first die unless I missed it.
No, no, I'm not understanding. Can you repeat again?
For the 4 syllable per beat, we seem to begin on the second word when we did the practice. Yeah, we did instead of 4 syllable per beat. We seem to start on gi, na, da, then tira, kita, da, and then we went back to the second syllable. Same, unless I missed it. We didn't seem to say the first da.
So this da will be the first cycle of the. It will be basically like this: da, gi, na, da, then na. So you don't repeat da 2 times to make it 7 beats. Is that what your question was?
Yeah, because we began at gi now when we did
Correct. If I'm pushing that, basically this thing on the following page. Okay. So once you do tiragita, then this dha, gi, na, dha, tin, na. That will be your tal basically cycle.
Okay.
So this dha generally when we add this dha as a terminator or a future dha of the following cycle, first dha of the following cycle.
Okay.
So here, if I'm continuing here, it will be ki, na, dha, tin, and na. So that will be your basically here. So that dha is part of a second cycle of your correct. So it will be dha. So dha, gi, na, dha, tin, tirakit dha, gi, na. Is that what your question was?
Yeah, thank you.
Perfect. Okay. Good.
Do you have to use the you can use something else?
Anything you can use. That's what I told, right? Create mukada. Replace tiragada with anything, four syllable. Dha, dha, tit, dha, din, da. Tha, tin, ta. Tit, anything. That's what the homework I gave you.
Also, do you send it on paper or do you send it like
Write it down, take a photo, and then, or you can type it in your phone also. That's also okay. It's good to write it down in the notebook so that it will remain with you basically, and take a photo and then post it. It's always good to write down basically. Is that okay? Perfect. Now let's make it little complications. Is that okay? Are you guys ready? Yes? This is more difficult. Okay. Are you sure? Not easy.
Okay.
Arjun?
Okay.
Later on, don't say why did you say that. You would have skipped that today. Okay. Now, if you remember that, he talked about we can increase the length of the pause to increase the length of the TI, right? So, what was our TI? Now we'll talk about TI, okay? First thing. So, or we didn't say this, right? Basically, so let's come back and probably say this one before we go here. Where were our TI was basically? Yeah. So first TI. Let's say this with the clap now. I'm just copy pasting here, and then we will go to the next chapter. But we need to finish that today so that you can have a good. So now let's say this with the Lera. Anybody want to say it by your own? Anybody? Say with the tune. You can hear the tune, right? Okay. Keep trying, but in your mind. Do it on the clap, not without clapping. Not on the clapping. You should use that concept. Okay. Now start from the first beat. These are first beat. Okay. Forget about that Lyra. You want to try? Okay.
Da, di, tere, kete, da, a, di, kete, da, a, tere, ke. Da, di, tere, kete, da, a, di, kete, da, a, tere, ke. Da.
It's okay, keep trying. See, the more you explore, you will learn faster. You're almost there. You're almost there. Let's say without Lera.
Dha, gi, tira, kita, dha, tira, kita, dha, tira, kita, dha.
That's it. You got it. Excellent. So when we do by our own, what happiness, joy we get it, you can't compare that if somebody tells you to do that. I'm telling sure now what happiness you must have got it by, because you did it by your own. That's the good thing. And I get probably more happiness than you because you did it. Excellent. Anybody else want to try? Without Lera. Let's do without Lera first. Then we will add the Lera little bit. So she did it correctly. You want to try one more time? So that everybody can follow you?
Dha, gi, tira, kita, dha, tira, kita, dha, tira, kita, dha.
That's it. Excellent. Very good. Anybody?
Da, gi, da, tira, kita, da.
Well, don't add anything. Dha, gi, then where was in that tira gida? Was there any dha? Don't add anything. Arjun?
Da, gi, tira, kita, da, tira, kita, da. Da, gi, tira, kita, da, tira, kita, da, tira, kita, da.
You're saying it's correct, but your lay rhythm you're not following correctly. You want to try?
Dha, gi, tira, kita, dha, tira, kita, dha, tira, kita, dha.
Okay. Want to try?
Da, gi, tira, kita, da, tira, kita.
Correct, correct.
Kita,
Okay, let's do with me today. Okay, without Lara will do it. So if you see here, I'll probably highlight pointer it so that you can see on the screen. Okay, so here, dha, I'm just giving on the class so that probably I'm not using this one to so that I can feel. So dha, gi, right? Or dha, gi, tira kita. So this finger is tira kita, right? Tira kita, dha a tira. So this will be dha a tira. Kita dha tira kita dha. So if I'm not saying this dhagi just to practice, so if I'm just giving clap, tira kita dha tira kita dha tira kita dha. Again, 1, 2, ready, go. Tira kita, no, forget, just only do ti. 1, 2, ready, go. Tira kita dha tira kita dha tira kita dha. So don't even do, just do all the clap to start with. Okay, 1, 2, ready, go. Tira kita dha tira kita dha tira kita dha. 1, 2, ready, go.
Tira, kita,
Dha tira kita dha tira kita dha. 1, 2, ready, go.
tira, kita, dha, tira, kita, dha, tira, kita, dha.
Again, 1, 2, ready, go.
Tira, kita, dha, tira, kita, dha, tira, kita, dha.
Okay, in your case, probably you are doing too much. So just do the clapping shot. So so that's what delays it basically. So don't add too much delay. So tira kita tha tira ki. If you see here, this key will have a beat, right? So tira, sorry again. So tira ki. So first syllable, again remember this point, Arjun. First syllable of any group will have a rhythm. Since we are talking about now clap, so we'll have a clap. So tira kita tha tira kita tha tira kita tha. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Tira kita tha tira kita tha tira kita tha. Again, 1, 2, ready, go. tira kita dha, tira kita dha, tira kita dha. Perfect. Now speed up. 1, 2, ready, go. Tira kita dha, tira kita dha, tira. As you speed up, the amount of pause also will get reduced, right? Because your speed is increased, your frequency is increased. Physics. Okay? So tira kita dha, tira kita dha, tira kita dha. Now from top to bottom, including dhagi and with the dadra. 1, 2, ready, go. Dha, gi, tira kita dha, tira kita dha, tira kita dha. Gi, tira kita dha, tira kita dha, tira kita dha. Got it? Now let's do with the lyra. Do probably at least 20-25 times. Okay, so now this is Mukhada plus Tihai. Earlier Tira Kita Dha, which is last bit, was only Mukhada. Now we are going step by step further, and that occupies more number of syllable the beats of the Ta. Is that clear? Okay, perfect. Is the concept wise everybody's understanding again, or anything is lacking, or anything is not connecting the dots? You sure? Your face doesn't seem to be. I'm sure you'll be understanding. I'm probably more concerned about you folks. You sure? Don't just say for yes purpose, okay? Because this is important. Again, we are spending a lot of time in the first tal. I'm not going to spend this much time in the next tal. Next tal we will just do very quickly because you know the concept, you know the approach. So the remaining tal study will be much faster than what we are trying to do here. Okay? Okay, let's try. We'll do at least 50 times probably, okay? Start. Dha, gi, tira kita dha, tira kita dha, tira kita dha.
Gi, tira kita dha, tira kita dha, tira kita dha. Gi, tira kita dha, tira kita dha, tira kita dha.
Gi, tira kita dha, tira kita dha, tira kita. Now those who can eliminate that a, try to do that. For example, watch again here, okay? Next cycle, okay? Watch again here. Dha, gi, tira kita dha, tira kita dha, tira kita dha. Gi, tira kita dha. So I'm abruptly stopping at dha and eliminating that a, but doesn't mean that I'm deleting that a. Only thing is that I'm not saying a, but I'm feeling that a internally. And not who knows how much is the pause? You only know. Audience will not know unless they learn the music. They will know, oh, you are playing Tihai probably more. They will not know the mathematics behind this Tihai. But you should know how much is the pause. That's why we don't show the pauses when we play Tihai. They are internal to us, but we must know. Can the audience or spectator, they would know? They will not even know. So if I'm saying tha, gi, tira, kita, tha, tira, kita, tha, te, so they will not know there was a pause here because you are abruptly cutting that tha and filling the gap. But those who have learned the music, they will figure it out. But the common person, unless you say ah, now they will know there was something you said that ah, but otherwise they will not. That's the last stage. We never show that how many pauses are there. They are internal to us, eternal to us. But we must know and we must follow and we must basically feel them. I'm using the word feeling. Feeling the pause without expressing is the last stage in this thought process. Okay. After that, we'll learn probably one more if the time permits. That would be the most difficult one. That's what I was talking about, difficult. But if time permits, otherwise this is good for today, basically. Is that okay? So let's do 50 times. How many times? Okay. Those who couldn't say ah, feel difficulty, you can continue to say ah. But those who feel, oh, I am easy, don't say ah. Okay? Start. Next cycle. Start. Dha, gi, tira kita dha, tira kita dha, tira kita dha, di, tira kita dha, tira kita dha, tira kita dha. Your rhythm is not correct. Tira kita dha, tira kita dha, tira kita dha. Say probably akar. Tira kita dha, tira kita dha, tira kita dha. Keep saying. Tira kita dha, tira kita dha, tira kita dha. Good. Tira kita dha, tira kita dha, tira kita dha. Good. Tira kita dha, tira kita dha, tira kita dha. Tira kita dha, tira kita dha, tira kita dha. Now everybody know how to play Tira Kita? Huh? No question into that? Let's play together. We'll play for 5 minutes. How long? This speed is okay? Or you want to slow down? So tira kita dha, tira kita dha, tira kita dha. Is that okay, everybody? Let's play tira kita dha. You're fine. You should be able to play. Tira kita. I'll come back on that. Good. No, yourself. You didn't play correctly. Tira kita dha. Correct. So don't change the syllable phrases. Tira kita dha, tira kita dha, tira kita. Try again. One more time. But can you stop in between? Cannot. So remember that. So is this speed okay or you want to slow down? Slow down? What about this speed? Let's play it with me. Let's go a little slower down and just practice the level. Okay, so we'll practice it together. Just stop sharing so that anybody who wants to see it, the full screen, you can see me on the full screen. Okay. Okay. I should think myself wrong with that. Okay. Okay. So T, R, T, R, A, T, R, keep playing. T, R, A, R, T, R, A. Say, Ready faster? Play at the center. Not on the kina. So T, middle and ring finger together. T, middle and ring together. Correct. R index, first finger. Key flat. Turn back to first again. Middle and ring. Correct. So T, R, T, Ta, Ta. Is that okay? Are you understanding? Okay. So play again. Little faster. 1, 2, ready, go. T, R, T, Ta, Ta, A. T, R, T, Ta, Ta, A. T, R, T, Ta, Ta. 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 Correct. T, R, T, Ta, Ta. T, R, T, Ta, Ta. तो इस बात का ध्यान रखो। Correct. cycle. One last time. Was that explained okay? So we talked a lot about TI today. Different zatis, different approaches. This will open up a really good learning thought in your learning of the TIs. Okay. So next class probably we'll talk a little about adding the pauses in the TI. Now it was only dha a, right? If I'm having dha a, you're having 1 2 pause. Tira kita dha one tira kita dha one ti. That's what the current pause, right? Instead of having one, if I'm having 1 2. Tira kita dha 1 2 tira kita dha 1 2 tira kita dha, or having 3 pause. Tira kita dha 1 2 3 tira kita dha 1 2 3 tira kita. That's what we will discuss next time. So that how you increase the length of the TI, even that there is a same phrase, same da, but what you are changing? the gap, the pause between them. That's what we will discuss next class. Any question? It was good. Understand the concept, guys. That's what it is. But always I emphasize it. If you understood the concept, sky is the limit for you guys to work on it. And to be frank with you, none of the book will teach you those things. It's very hard to teach those things. That's why our art form is, it's always be called as a Gurumukhi art. So you have to have sit in front of your teacher and then learn. But once you learn, it remains with you forever. Okay. Now, one last question and request to you is that I'm traveling to India next 2 weeks. So next 2 weeks we will not be having in-person class. That will be online class. I hope that is okay to you guys. Okay, rather than not having class, it's good at least just 2 minutes. Okay, please. So we'll have online class. So the next question was, is it okay to switch the timing for next 2 weeks to some weekdays evening? Because this 9 o'clock will be for me. It's 9:30 night time for me in India. I hope those of you guys know the Indian time, basically, right? So instead of that, during these 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever the 3 weeks, I think I'm going 2 weeks probably. Can we have Tuesday at 7 p.m.? 7 p.m. Tuesday.
7 p.m. I think I can.
You can. What about you, Arjun?
I might.
Maybe I think I can ask Arvinji. Arvinji, 7 p.m. next 2 weeks, 2 weeks.
I think should be fine, Satishji.
Okay.
We'll make
So
it.
you are okay. What about you?
I can cancel my class.
You have some class?
Yeah.
Which class we have? Karate class. So 2 weeks you can adjust that. Okay. So then we can remember that. So next 2 weeks until I'm back from India, I'm coming on 24th. So until that, whatever Tuesdays comes, this Tuesday we will not meet because I'm traveling tomorrow. So Tuesday will be in my transit. Okay. So we'll make next. So if you want to write down probably date, you can write it down so that you will not miss it. So next Tuesday is coming on 18th. 18th of June. We'll meet at 7 p.m. PST Pacific time. My time will be different, but your time will be 7 p.m. PST. I'll write it on the group itself so that you guys will remember that. Okay. Next class will be on. You want 1.5? I can do 1.5. But let's do 1 hour online. I think when we come back, we will do in person 1.5. Hmm?
Like, what's the link?
Same link, right? The link is in the description of the group. Okay. So next class will be on June 18th, right? Let me check the date again. Yeah, 18. June 18 at 7 p.m. Okay. I'll just put it on the group also. So I'll probably just send a reminder also. But till then, probably keep practicing. So next Sunday, we are not meeting. Okay. We'll meet on following Tuesday. But during that, do make sure you do your homework of creating the mukhadas of any 4 syllable and practice that. This is going to help you a lot. And now after you do some of them, then probably we'll come back to another some of the songs and see how we can play those TIs as a mukhada. That will be the real applications. And then probably we'll switch to Muta. Is that okay? Any question? Arjun? Any question? No? Arvinji, any question?
I'm good, Satishji. Thank you. Have a safe trip.
Yeah, thank you guys. Namaste. And I'll see you next week online, not in person. Okay? Namaste.